My name is Dr. Dominic Brandy. I'm president founder of Natural Insights into Cancer. What I want to talk about briefly today is the microbiome, which are the bacteria that reside in our large colon. 15 years ago, if you mentioned that there were good bacteria in your colon that had positive benefits, people would think you were crazy. And there were scientists back then, espousing this theory, and people did think they were on the fringe. But nowadays, we understand that these bacteria are so critical to good health, to our immune function, to keeping our inflammatory levels down, also making sure we have good digestive health. We now know that we have anywhere from 37 to 39 trillion bacteria that reside in our large colon. Just to put that into perspective, we have about 30 to 40 trillion cells in our bodies. So we have about the same number of bacteria in our colon as the cells that make us who we are. Now, why are these important? Well, when we eat high fiber foods like plants, the fiber cannot be digested by the intestine. So it goes all the way down to the colon. And down in the colon, we have two basic types of bacteria. You have Prevotella, which are your good bacteria. There's a bunch of species under that. And then you have the Bacteroides, which are the bad bacteria, and you have a bunch of different species under that subclass. When you eat high fiber foods, the good Prevotella bacteria, they basically break down the fiber, and in the process, they release these short chain fatty acids, butyrate, propionate, and acetate. And what we are finding is that these short chain fatty acids are extremely critical to good immune function. They basically jack up the activity of the regulatory T cells, which are the cells that destroy cancer. They have an intense anti-inflammatory effect. And they also feed the epithelial cells that line the colon. So they're critical to good digestive health. The Bacteroides bacteria, on the other hand, when you're eating a very poor diet, like a lot of meat, a lot of processed foods, those bacteria will actually proliferate and they will release these secondary bile acids, which are very carcinogenic. They create DNA damage, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. What's interesting, there was a recent study that was done, and they put one group on a whole food plant-based diet. The other group they put on a totally carnivore meat diet. And what they found was within 5 days, there was a dramatic shift in the microbiome. So the people that were eating a plant-based diet had significant increase of the good Prevotella bacteria, and the people that were eating the carnivore diet had significant decrease in the Prevotella and a significant increase in the bad detrimental Bacteroides. So the bottom line is we should try to increase our plant content. The average American eats about 10% plant food, about 17 grams of fiber. They really should get around 30 grams of fiber, which is the recommendation. So if you can take it from 10% to 30% plant food, great. If you can take it to 50%, that's even better. And if you go whole food plant-based, obviously you're going to get the ultimate effect by dramatically increasing the amount of good bacteria and significantly decreasing the bad bacteria. So I hope you learned something. Bottom line is, eat those plants.